Good morning, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Gupta, and I am a first year MTech student in the Chemical Engineering Department at the Indian Institute of Science. Today, I am excited to talk to you about a concept I find fascinating dimensionless numbers. I like to think of them as the universal language of physics and engineering, and I hope that by the end of the talk, you will see why. So to begin, what exactly are dimensionless numbers? At their most basic level, they are pure quantities. This means they don't have any physical units like meters, second, and kilograms also. How do we get a number with no units? They are typically formed by creating a ratio of two physical quantities that have the same dimensions. When you divide them, the units on the top and bottom simply cancel out. The unique property being unitless is what makes them such powerful numbers. They also allow us to simplify, compare, and analyze even the most complex physical systems. But why do we care so much about them? Their importance really comes where down to three key advantages. First, scale independence. This is a critical concept for engineers. It's what allows us to test a small scale model, like a model airplane in a wind tunnel, and then confidentially apply those results to the full size real world version as long as dimensionless numbers are the same for the model and the full scale object, the physics will behave in the same way. Second, the simplify equation. Anyone who have worked with fluid dynamics or heat transfer knows the equations can become incredibly complex. Dimensionless numbers helps us by reducing the numbers of variables we need to solve for making this difficult problem much more manageable. Finally, they provide fundamental insight. This is what I find most elegant. The dimensionless number tells us the underlying physics of the system of a glance. It reveals which forces are the most dominant. For example, is the system behavior governed by inertia or the viscosity the most important factor? Or perhaps gravity, the value of a single number can tell you. Let's look at our first and most famous example, Reynolds number. The Reynolds number is defined as the ratio of inertia force to viscous force. Inertia forces are the most momentum of the fluid, the forces that want to keep it moving. Viscous forces are the sticky forces that resist the motion. This number is one of the most important in all fluid dynamics because it helps us predict the flow pattern of a flow. And this is what that prediction look like. The Reynolds numbers tells us if a flow will be laminar or turbulent. When you have a low Reynolds number, it means the viscous forces are dominant. The stickiness of the fluid wins the results in laminar flow, which is smooth, predictable, and orderly. Think about honey or smooth flow of gentle stream. But at a high Reynolds number, the inertial forces are dominant. The fluid's momentum overcomes its stickiness. This leads to turbulent flow, which is irregular and filled with eddies. For example, a fast moving river or smoke rising chimney. Let's move to our second example, which is crucial for high speed flight, the Mach number or MA. The Mach number is the ratio of the flow velocity to speed of sound in that same medium. Its the two components are V for flow velocity or A for speed of sound. This number is essential in aerodynamics because it tells us when the compressibility effects of air become important. Just like the Reynolds number, the Mach number defines different flow regimes. First, we have subsonic flow, where the Mach number is less than 1. This is where most commercial airplanes fly. At these speeds, the air behaves as an incompressible fluid, more or less. When the Mach number is greater than 1, we are supersonic. This means the flow is faster than the speed of sound, and this is where you get phenomena like shock waves. And if we get extreme speeds, typically a Mach number greater than 5, we enter the hypersonic regime. At these speeds, the physics gets even more complex with extreme high temperature and the chemistry of the air itself becoming critical factors. For my third example, want to bring in one that's essential for heat transfer problem, Prandtl number. The Prandtl number is the ratio of momentum diffusivity to thermal diffusivity. In simpler form, it connects the fluid's velocity boundary layer, how fast the flow's velocity profile develops, to its thermal boundary layer, how fast the temperature profile develops. This makes it an essential number for solving almost any convective heat transfer problem. Now I have only three, but there is truly a whole universe of these numbers. For instance, the Nusselt number. It is a ratio of convective to conductive heat transfer, and we use it to calculate heat transfer coefficient. There is the Froude number, which is the ratio of inertia force to gravitational force. This is very important for anything with a free surface flow, like designing a ship's hull. And the Biot number, which is used in transient heat transfer. It compares the internal conductive resistance of an object to the external convective resistance at its surface. To conclude, dimensionless numbers truly are the universal language. They are the fundamental tools that allow scientists and engineers, whether in India or anywhere else in the world, to simplify, compare, and scale physical phenomena. The applications are everywhere, from designing a jet fighter to trying to understand the flow blood through our bodies. These numbers are an essential and powerful part of our modern world. Thank you.